So there's this video on YouTube called Get the Basics on Indexed Annuities, and lest anyone think this video is some sort of unbiased educational video, think again. This video was produced by the insurance industry, and they are giving you a one-sided sales pitch. So they start out with a bunch of happy talk over some happy music, and they say, "No one knows what the future holds." Now this is classic fear technique that the insurance industry uses to sell annuities. Instill unrealistic fear of stock market volatility alone over short-term time periods, even though an annuity is a long-term financial product. So if you're actually considering locking your money up in an annuity prison for what's going to be at least 7 or more years, it's a red herring to mull over short-term market declines, because what happens after market declines? The market bounces back. It's also a red herring to look at just stocks, because as a conservative investor, you diversify into other asset classes like bonds. Stocks are aggressive, bonds are conservative. When stocks go down, money runs to the safety of bonds, and this causes bonds to go up a little more. They balance each other out. Bonds smooth out the stock market volatility that the insurance industry wants you to fear. So you don't need an annuity, you need diversification. And for more on this, you can watch my other video entitled Annuities Explained, Unrealistic Fear of Loss of Principal. So the next thing they say in this video, like many other long-term financial products, annuities have a surrender fee for early withdrawal. Well, first of all, what they aren't telling you is Vanguard annuities do not have surrender fees, but don't expect Mr. Insurance Salesman to tell you about Vanguard, because Vanguard doesn't pay sales commissions to any sales agents. And how convenient that they compare annuities only to long-term financial products. Why didn't they compare annuities to short-term financial products like stock and bond ETFs that are both liquid, vastly cheaper, and taxed at a much lower rate? They try to make it sound like it's par for the course that you have to lock your money up in long-term investments with surrender penalties. That's nonsense. Any fiduciary advisor will tell you that you want to avoid long-term financial products. So the next thing they talk about is annuities are backed by some of the world's largest and most reputable insurance companies. Well, what they really should say is that you are putting all of your eggs in one basket. One company. And as you recall, the world's largest insurance company, AIG, became insolvent, but fortunately Congress agreed to bail them out. Or try Googling executive life insurance company. Things didn't turn out as well for that large and reputable insurance company. So the next thing they talk about, annuities offer tax-deferred growth. You aren't taxed on interest earnings while your money stays in the annuity. Okay, what they aren't telling you is that once you cash out of that annuity, you are taxed at the much higher ordinary income tax rate. And what they aren't telling you is there was a study done by Wealth Manager called Photo Finish, and they determined that you would be much richer in the end if you just avoided the annuity in the first place. In other words, the nasty effects of ordinary income taxation more than make up for the benefits of tax-deferred growth. Okay, the next thing they talk about, annuities are only sold by licensed insurance professionals who are mandated to receive product-specific training. This sounds to me like they are trying to lull you into putting your trust in a non-fiduciary. People who sell annuities are basically just salesmen. They have a vested interest in selling you that expensive annuity product because he stands to earn a huge sales commission if you fall for his pitch. And I've said this a million times in my other videos, never, ever, ever go to an insurance salesman or other non-fiduciary advisor for personalized advice on selecting investments. That's the #1 mistake that investors make. Okay, the next thing they talk about, companies are required in most states by their state's insurance department to ensure that every indexed annuity sale is suitable for the customer's age, financial situation, and goals. Okay, once again, they're trying to lull you to sleep into putting your trust in that non-fiduciary that's trying to sell you the annuity. And also what they're talking about is the legal suitability standard, which is a joke. The suitability standard hardly protects investors. You don't want the suitability standard, you want the fiduciary standard if you choose to work with an advisor because you can't figure out how to do it yourself. Only a fiduciary advisor legally works for you and your best interests. A non-fiduciary advisor legally works for himself or his company, and legally he can select expensive, more inferior investments for you, like life settlement investments, non-traded REITs, limited partnerships, promissory notes, actively managed mutual funds, or in the case of insurance salesmen, they push those expensive, illiquid annuities on you. Now, the last quote in this video, no sales compensation is ever deducted from your annuity principal. Now again, they're trying to make it sound like you're getting something for nothing, which is not the case. One way or another, you will pay dearly for that huge sales commission that your broker will earn if he can convince you to put your money in that annuity. Also, insurance companies are for-profit corporations. They aren't doing this for charity. They make lots of money. In fact, a study revealed that the purchase of an annuity typically results in a wealth transfer of as much as 15 to 20% from the investors who buy the annuities to the insurance companies and sales forces who sell them. Don't be fooled by these videos, and don't be fooled by the salesmen who push annuities. I was personally duped into investing in an annuity years ago. I've got numerous videos about annuities. Just click through next to my account name.